Hi, Jen here from Jen Michelle Coaching, and today I want to talk about moving from hustling to harmony. And I talk with many women who just, feel overwhelmed, feel like they've got too much on their plate, feel like it's hard to keep up. And, that survival, that flight or fight or freeze or fawn response never really went back down. They just kind of stay in this heightened state, which can be really common for women in this sort of more masculine oriented world that we live in. For those of you new to my channel, I would love to invite you to subscribe. I release a video each week. Number one, stop performing and tune into presence. This means to really begin to bring an awareness to where you are in space and time, to recognize where you're multitasking but actually missing the quality you could be bringing to something. Because the world that we live in, the feminine world is more nonlinear, right? Like, because the feminine is receptive, we ideally are responding to the greater call versus trying to force things through, because men are more sort of the builders of the world. And so this is a very natural masculine way. I remember I used to ask my husband about certain things related to the work I do, and he would be like, you do this, and then you do that, and you do that. It would be very linear, intense steps. But it's like, that doesn't work for me. I would actually be really miserable, and it would not even do well if I did it his way. And so there's like this balance point that we have to find as women, as the feminine, where it's like, where can I do this in a way where I'm still present for it, where there's still a certain devotional quality that I'm bringing it, and I'm not going into survival, kind of blacking out or disassociating, not even knowing what I put forth or what I put forward in whatever given task you're facing in a moment, right? In this, we do less, but we receive more, even though that's hard to understand, because again, it's like the feminine is nonlinear in this way. It's like the more we try to rush it and the more we try to like rev things up, the more we ultimately slow ourselves down. It's no different than you're trying to rush to get out the door, and next thing you know, you knocked a ceramic plate over, or that candle shatters all over the floor. Those kinds of things where it's like, slow down. Where can we do that within ourselves so that we can bring this natural feminine way, which is more intuitive based, more felt based, really bring that forward? Number two, celebrating the nonlinear, because in many ways we've shamed this part of ourselves. We're like, oh, I should be able to keep up. Look at everything he's doing. He's been in 4 meetings and now he's in the yard, right? And if you're not with a guy like this, maybe he's the other extreme where, he's depressed and he can't do anything. So this may not relate to everybody, because I'm talking about a man who really has that life force. But it's like, sometimes maybe use a professional work world as an example, where there's just a very competent man who is getting all of the things done, or there's a masculine energy woman who is getting all of the things done, but maybe she has that bite and that bark and that edge to her, like a pit bull or a chihuahua, where there's just this intensity and there's no softness. There's no love, there's no gentleness, there's no inspiration activated within it. And instead, like, can you not compare yourself to that, but begin to bring this texture of love and devotion and possibility and receptivity into environments where it doesn't exist, right? So if you're in a very masculine oriented field where you're working with all men, or there's just that masculine energy, can you be the one to choose to bring in a little bit more softness, to choose to bring in a little bit more devotion and deliberateness, instead of just unconsciously matching energy, and really celebrate these aspects of self that know deep down she feels her best when she sets the rhythm, versus have that dictated and then try to meet some standard that ultimately doesn't really feel authentic within you. But so often we'll justify trying to fit and pretzel ourselves into this masculine world because it's like, well, this is what's expected of me. And it doesn't mean we have the pendulum swing fully the other way, but it's like, how can I still bring in aspects of me, my pace, my rhythm, my softness, what I value, who I want to be in this world. So we don't really look at like the masculine and feminine like the zero sum game, right? And lastly, hustle is about forcing and making, whereas harmony is about magnetizing and drawing in, right? So hustle would be like, I need to force this to happen. I need to make this happen. I'm going to insert control mechanisms to force this through to get this deal done. And harmony and magnetization would be I'm going to trust what's unfolding, and I'm going to give that time and spaciousness in the unique ways in your life in which this applies to sort of percolate and develop. And I'm going to draw in what's meant for me from there. Let's use love as an example because it's really powerful. But please remember to not compartmentalize this and know you can use it in so many areas. But like when we use love as an example, this is what I want. This is the destination. I'm going to force this through versus like, and trying to date online or do all this manifesting stuff. Like, I gotta manifest this. And instead it's like, can I just focus on feeling so good within myself that the rest takes care of itself? That there is literally no reach. There is nothing to do, make, strategize, or force. But because I can feel and access love and joy and ease within my body, literally everything that is meant for me falls into place. I talk about this a lot with my sons because they are very much into baseball and they're reaching an age where a lot of these coaches are telling them that the fun is over. Okay. This is high stakes. Fun is over. It's time to get serious. But to be honest with you, if you hold on to the joy and the happiness and the love that, they held as little guys playing t-ball, the rest will fall into place. They will be led exactly where they need to go because joy is a much more powerful compass than fear, right? Fear will need to collapse and crumble. Joy will lead us into sustainable devotion and to wherever that is meant to take us and allow us to walk our highest path. And so for those of you that maybe feel like love isn't happening fast enough, he isn't taking it to the next level fast enough, the baby isn't coming fast enough, whatever it is in your life where this sort of resonates, where can you take that step first? Because the feminine does set the tone. And then the frequency and the external manifestation of that will guide you and it will come and it will be revealed. And so I would love to hear how these three sort of tips and going deeper into them feel and resonate for you. Please feel free to leave a comment below. And I would love for those of you that are interested to book an introductory call with me. This is a way where we can go deeper. I can get to know you and your situation. I can give you clarity and concrete advice that you will take away immediately following the call to put into action in your life. And if you are interested in longer term mentorship, I have a few spots open for that and would love to get to know you and see how much of a fit we are in exploring that if it's something that you're interested in and are needing right now. I look forward to hearing from you and I'll see you all next week.